Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Ardis, and this is the Dr. Ardis Show. And this is an entire show about the health benefits of minerals. Now, all of us have actually been exposed to or seen or been forced to memorize either in our homeschool curriculum by our mamas and papas or our elementary school teachers in science classes made you memorize a chart that actually has on it a list of many of the essential minerals we need to be consuming in our diet or through supplementation every single day. And that chart, everybody knows, is called the periodic table of elements. Now, that list and that graph is actually to highlight for those studying and for scientists around the world, what is it that science has identified and named are the essential basic elements that make up all of human life and life in the universe. What's on that list? Some of those minerals that are the makeup of all of life include such minerals like zinc, selenium, iodine, magnesium, calcium, many others, selenium. They're all on that chart. Your human body requires those exact same elements. And based on the levels of those essential minerals that make up all of human life, your health outcomes are predicated on the levels of those minerals. However, mainstream media in the pharmaceutical world wants you to believe otherwise. So this is all about the nutrients you need that are called minerals. We've already done one show, if you haven't seen it already, on the essential nutrients called vitamins that the human body requires. So I'd like to quickly define for you what's the difference between minerals and vitamins. A vitamin is something made by plants. So plants, a seed is put in the ground. In the ground is where the metals, metals, otherwise known as minerals, are found. As the seed germinates and begins to sprout, it brings in water and those minerals from the soil, like iodine, calcium, zinc, magnesium, and others. It brings it up into the plant, and the combination of the oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen in the air, and the UV sunlight, the minerals in the plant then combine these chemicals and they produce vitamins for us that then all mammals and animals that consume plants will benefit from ideally. So minerals are found in the dirt. It gets drawn up into our plants, and then our plants manufacture, designed by God, vitamins that benefit our lives. And if you want to go watch the Essential Nutrients, Vitamins That You Need podcast, you can go get that under the Resources tab at the Dr. Ardis Show. Now, let's dive into our PowerPoint presentation on the essential nutrients, but this time it's minerals that you need every single day. Here's the QR code. You can scan this with your phone. You'll see a little window pop up from our website that allows you to put in your email, so you can now be notified when every single one of our unique presentations are offered to the public through our drardisshow.com website. Let's read to you what is the defined definition for the word mineral. A mineral is an inorganic substance occurring naturally in the earth and having a consistent and distinctive set of physical properties. It's usually a crystalline structure, hardness, color, and a composition that can be expressed by a chemical formula. And they have these formulas they put together. But just know it's naturally in the earth, having a distinct and a consistent set of physical properties. Well, what does Big Pharma want you to believe about minerals? We're going to dive into that, but I want to highlight this research study or this article that was actually a part of my vitamins presentation. This article is in AmericanProgress.org's website, and it's titled How Big Pharma Reaps Profits While Hurting Everyday Americans. Now, whether or not you know it, Big Pharma owns most of the mainstream media and magazine outlets around the world. So what you are hearing about vitamins and minerals is what Big Pharma wants you to believe. So I want to show you a highlighted quote out of this article. The pharmaceutical industry leverages Washington's culture of corruption to increase profits while everyday Americans suffer from high-priced drugs. So let's find out what Big Pharma wants you to believe about minerals, and particularly supplementing minerals. That helps them with their corrupted high profits they can get while telling you otherwise. This is an online article out of the UK. The website's express.co. And the titled article is Doctor Warns Brits About Taking Vitamins and Minerals This Winter. And this was in January of 2025, just last month. So they warn you about taking certain vitamins and minerals. This is another article published in Reader's Digest brand, thehealthy.com. Notice their research or their article published in 2024 is titled 16 Vitamins and Supplements Nutritionists Don't Take, So You Should Not Either. All right, well, let's look at what they're talking about. Thehealthy.com, brought to you by Reader's Digest, states that these heavy metals, nickel, chromium, zinc, and copper, often found in multivitamins, play important roles in different bodily functions. However, you need them in only trace amounts, which you likely obtain from food. Quote, they do not leave your body easily, so a little goes a long way, says Dr. Levitin. Next quote, taking daily extra doses could potentially cause harm, as these metals can deposit in different parts of your body, such as your brain and bones, leading to some to question whether or not heavy metals can even be implicated in dementia, as you read there in the continued quote. This section of the same article from thehealthy.com reads, supplements nutritionists don't take. And I quote, most supplements don't have much scientific data or good quality data behind them. Weekly says, this lack of safety and efficacy studies can, at worst, cause adverse reactions or at best have little to no beneficial effect and at a high price point. Let's get into this myth, shall we? Let's go to a very reputable online medical journal called healthline.com. This is a article written in 2023, written by Julian Kabbalah. It's titled 7 Science-Based Health Benefits of Selenium. Selenium is one of the minerals/metals that's on the periodic table of elements. And one of those referenced in these articles that could be bad for you if you supplement them. Oh, really? Watch this. Did you know supplementing selenium, it acts as a powerful antioxidant, they publish, their number one benefit of selenium? Did you know that antioxidants are compounds in foods that prevent cell damage caused by free radicals? They also continue that free radicals are essential for your health. They perform important functions, including protecting your body from disease. Oxidative stress has been linked to chronic conditions like heart disease, Alzheimer's, and cancer, as well as premature aging and the risk of stroke. Selenium is a powerful antioxidant that lowers the risks for all symptoms of heart disease, Alzheimer's, and cancer, premature aging, and lowering your risk for stroke. Did you know that supplementing selenium per Healthline may reduce your risk of certain cancers? Selenium, I quote, may help lower the risk of certain cancers. A review of 69 studies, not 1, 2, or 3, that included over 350,000 people, found that having a high blood level of selenium was associated with the lower risk of certain types of cancer, including breast cancer, lung cancer, and prostate cancers. Did you know that? Did your oncologist tell you that? Did any young person out there, young lady, who has been told they carry the BRCA1, BRCA2 gene and have told you that you should have your breast removed at a young age to prevent future breast cancer diagnosis, did you know that there's over 69 studies confirming that selenium alone can reduce your risk for developing breast cancer, whether or not you have the BRCA1 or BRCA2 gene, and also prostate cancers? Ask your proctologist when they tell you your PSA level is going up if selenium is right for you. They continue here on this same article that some research suggests that supplementing with selenium may reduce side effects in people undergoing radiation therapy. Did your oncologist say to reduce the burden of chemotherapy and radiation, you should start supplementing with selenium? For example, they state here, one study found that oral selenium supplements improved overall quality of life and reduced radiation-induced diarrhea in women with cervical and uterine cancer. Did you know selenium by itself boosts your immune system? I talk about this a lot. Selenium is one of my favorite minerals. I talked about on all media outlets and from all stages during the pandemic called COVID-19 that everybody should be supplementing to help get over COVID and prevent COVID. Studies have demonstrated, Healthline.com boasts, studies have demonstrated that increased blood levels of selenium are associated with enhanced immune responses. Deficiency in selenium has been shown to harm immune cell function and may lead to a slower immune system response. Studies have also associated deficiency in selenium with an increased risk of death and disease progression in people with HIV. while supplements have been shown to lead to fewer hospitalizations and an improvement in symptoms for these same patients. HIV and AIDS acquired individuals, as your infectious disease specialist or your general practitioner recommended selenium supplementation to you? And if not, what, are they not doing their own research? They also report here selenium supplements may help strengthen the immune system in people with influenza, tuberculosis, and hepatitis C. The next article on Healthline magazine online is titled 12 Evidence-Based Health Benefits of Another Mineral Called Magnesium, one of my favorites. Did you know that magnesium is published to be involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body? Did you know that it is found, I need to highlight this first statement in section 1 about magnesium. Anybody who asks their medical professional if magnesium supplements might be right for them. Did you know magnesium is found throughout your body and that every single cell in the human body contains this mineral and needs it to function? Anybody who opens their mouth to you and says magnesium supplementation could be bad for you, you should fire that doctor and move on. They're obviously ignorant and uneducated. But let's highlight some of its benefit here before I go to the next slide. Healthline magazine, a very reputable medical online journal, states magnesium is required for energy creation, protein formation, gene maintenance, meaning no more damaged DNA to lead to cancer and other things, muscle movements, and nervous system regulation. If you need a normal functioning nervous system, you might want to start supplementing magnesium. Healthline boasts anti-inflammatory benefits about magnesium. Low magnesium intake is linked to increased levels of inflammation. Anybody out there with arthritis, anything ending with itis, you're deficient in magnesium, which plays a crucial role in aging and chronic diseases. One review of 11 studies concluded that magnesium supplements decrease the levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation in people with chronic inflammation and heart attacks. Other studies have reported similar findings with magnesium, showing that magnesium supplements may reduce CRP, C-reactive protein, and other markers of inflammation such as interleukin-6, which COVID-19 patients suffered with also. Well, all of you that have had a heart attack, has your medical doctor or cardiologist told you that magnesium supplementation is essential? And if they haven't, why not? Did you know that those with migraine headaches, the number one found published deficiency in all bloodstream of migraine sufferers is a magnesium deficiency? Migraine headaches can be painful and often cause nausea, reports Healthline, vomiting, and sensitivity to light and noise. Researchers believe that people with migraines are more likely than others to have a magnesium deficiency. Several studies suggest that magnesium supplements may even prevent and treat migraine headaches. That is exactly the opposite of what that article published in the mainstream media states about magnesium supplements and others. In one older study, supplementing with 1 gram, that's 1,000 milligrams of magnesium, provided relief from acute migraine attacks more quickly and effectively than a common prescribed medication for migraines. Has your neurologist or your general practitioner recommended magnesium to you or your loved one who suffers with magnesium? And if not, why not? Did you know Healthline also has an article titled Zinc, Everything You Need to Know. Now, zinc is actually one of the ones I showed you at the beginning of this actual podcast. A British article, Reader's Digest brand, thehealthy.com, reported that zinc is one of those things that nutritionists don't even supplement. Oh yeah? Well, healthline.com reports that zinc supplements boost your immune system. Zinc supplements stimulate particular immune cells and reduce oxidative stress, which causes all chronic illness and death. Notice it says zinc supplements. A review of 7 studies demonstrated that 80 to 92 milligrams per day of zinc may reduce the length of common colds by up to 33%. Some older research even suggests that zinc supplements significantly reduce the risk of infections and promote immune response in older adults. And I want to remind you, if you ask your medical professional or healthcare professional if zinc supplementations might be right for you, and they tell you no because you should be worried about the side effects, I would like you to ask them, why is zinc one of the minerals on the periodic table of elements that is published to be an essential mineral our body needs if supplementing it is bad for us? Did you know supplementing zinc, published by Healthline.com, may reduce the risk of certain age-related diseases? Well, let's see what they're highlighting. They state zinc may relieve oxidative stress and improve immune response by boosting the activity of T cells called thymus cells and natural killer cells, which help protect your body from infection and every cancer. Zinc has been proven to do that. Older adults who supplement with zinc in some older studies experience improved influenza vaccination response. Let's just go ahead and put it plainly. They are able to beat the flu better than those who just received the vaccine. Reduced risk of pneumonia in those supplementing zinc, and boosted mental performance. One 2007 study determined that 45 milligrams per day of elemental zinc may decrease the incidence of infection in older adults by nearly 66%. Everyone in America older than 60, please listen to me. You are told at age 60 that all of you, particularly when Medicare starts covering you, that every year you need 3 things at a minimum: the flu shot, the shingles shot, and the pneumonia shot. Now they're throwing in RSV and COVID-19. All of these are published to be prevented by up to 66% if you just supplement with 45 milligrams a day of zinc. Ask your doctor if zinc is right for you this coming cold and flu season. It even states, read the second highlighted sentence here. Older adults who supplemented with zinc in some older studies experienced improved influenza vaccination response. Even if you think the vaccines work, older adults who took zinc with the vaccines had lower risk of developing the flu. Now let's look at copper, one of the other minerals in that highlighted article I showed you earlier from Reader's Digest brand, thehealth.com, that they said their nutritionists don't even supplement. Let's look at healthline.com and their link between copper and nutrition. Ready? Possible benefits of supplementing with copper. A 2015 study found that postmenopausal women with low bone density, any osteoporosis people out there, had very low levels of copper and other minerals in their blood. The study recommended copper supplements as a potential treatment to help improve bone density. How many of you have been told that you're osteopenic, osteoporotic, and you need a prescription drug? And how many of you were told that copper's been proven in a study in 2015 to improve bone density? Or at a minimum, copper deficiency was found among all osteoporotic patients. Oh, copper is also on the periodic table of elements. It's also an essential nutrient. And I'll highlight some of these after I go through this Healthline article. Some experts, they state, have also suggested that copper supplements may improve heart failure. Oh, really? Copper's role in Alzheimer's disease is similarly unclear, they state, according to research from 2017. Some studies associate Alzheimer's disease with copper deficiency and recommend increasing copper levels, while others link the disease to overly high levels of copper. Well, that's confusing. Let's look at copper and cancer. They state here on healthline.com, let's read just the highlighted statements. Copper may also be used to kill cancer cells more directly. What? I thought that's what chemo and radiation was for. Copper may also be used to kill cancer cells more directly, says a 2019 study indicating that treatment with copper nanoparticles delayed the growth of pancreatic tumors in mice. And I repeat, researchers who study drugs and vaccines and chemicals in mice state we study drugs, vaccines, minerals, prescription medications in mice before humans because mice have all the same genes that humans do. And if it's going to happen in a mouse, I quote, if it's going to happen in a mouse, it's going to happen in a human. That's why Healthline is reporting this mouse study. It applies to humans. Another study from 2014 found that copper compounds cause the death of colon cancer cells in test tubes. Now it's time to dive into this research. But before that, let's stick with copper. Copper is published to do several things, and not many people are taught, including medical professionals or nutritionists, the health benefits of copper and supplementing a particular form of copper. I only recommend people supplement with chlorophyll-based copper derivatives, meaning it came from a plant. That's what's in our Doc Healthy Kids supplement. We also have a plant-based cuprous nicotinic acid, which is a form of copper derived from organic plants. That's our bioactive copper at the Dr. Ardis Show. That form of copper from plants is absolutely essential for your body to make insulin, break down blood sugar. Copper is also required for your body's cells to even manufacture cellular energy called ATP. You cannot make ATP without copper. You also cannot defend your body and your organs from viruses, bacteria, fungus, and parasites unless your cells can manufacture enough hydrogen peroxide to destroy those infections. And the inside of every cell of your body are called mitochondria, and they produce hydrogen peroxide with the benefit and help and requirement of copper. So if you want a boosted immunity, if you want to improve how your body manages blood sugar, all diabetics and pre-diabetics, you need to be supplementing with copper. If you want to increase your energy and you suffer with chronic fatigue, you need to be supplementing with copper. There's a great book for you to own at home. I've shared it with the audiences and interviewed the author. The author's name is Morley Robbins. His book is Cure Your Fatigue, and it's all about curing chronic fatigue syndrome and adrenal fatigue, which most Americans struggle with, and that's why America runs on coffee every morning, because they can't wake up. They're too fatigued. To learn more about copper, I recommend you read the book Cure Your Fatigue by Morley Robbins. It's all about copper, which on the front of the cover, by the way, has the copper abbreviation from the periodic table of elements as the first part of the word cure your fatigue. The abbreviation on the periodic table of elements for copper is Cu. And those are the first two letters of the word cure. All right, let's dive into some of the research studies that Healthline magazine's quoting the health benefits of supplementing with selenium. Here is from Molecules, a very reputable online medical journal. Selenium, an antioxidant with a critical role in anti-aging. Anybody out there worried about wanting to live longer and look younger? Selenium is what you want to use. Out of this research study, I want you to stick in the red box right now. These are all the published disorders and chronic illnesses and outcomes in a human that are known to science and medicine when a person has low levels of selenium in their blood. Let's read it in yellow. Selenium deficiency, you will see Keshan and Kashin-Beck diseases, oxidative stress, endocrine disorders, that's hormone disorders, PCOS, infertility, immunity disorders with selenium deficiency, predisposition to all infections, chronic inflammation every day, decreased fertility, neurodegeneration, that's MS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, cardiovascular disease, and cancer are all a result published of selenium deficiency. If you have a selenium deficiency, there is a reduction in human life expectancy, an acceleration of all aging processes, and increased vulnerability to age-related diseases and death. Then they highlight, what does it look like when someone has adequate levels of selenium? Well, when there's an adequate level, selenium optimal level, you get a correction and a correct regulation of your metabolism, if you want to stay lean and fit. You have normal levels of thyroid hormones when you supplement with selenium. You get a cellular redox homeostasis, meaning your body can take you out of chronic inflammation and reverse that inflammatory response. And you get a healthy immune response to all infections and toxins, leading to healthy longevity. Ask your rheumatologist, ask your medical professional if selenium would be right for you. Selenium's fascinating microelement properties and sources in food. Daily doses of selenium in the range of 100 to 200 micrograms lead to the reduction of genetic damages. Selenium consumption at the level of 200 micrograms per day in the form of selenothiamine, which is what it's called, that's what's in our selenium supplement, leads to the increased formation of T cells and natural killer cells that prevent cancer and infections. The results of studies conducted in the United Kingdom have shown that consumption of 100 micrograms of selenium a day relieves the symptoms of depression and anxiety. One capsule of our selenium with this exact form of selenium you're seeing referenced here is 200 micrograms in our capsule. That's double what the UK has found, helps to improve all symptoms and relieve symptoms of depression and anxiety. Ask your psychiatrist or psychologist if you're depressed or anxious if selenium supplementation would be right for you. Because at 100 micrograms, half of what's in one of our capsules, it was proven to be effective in the UK. The effect of deficiency of selenium on human health, right out of published research studies. Prolonged selenium deficiency in humans leads to serious diseases. Deficiency of this element, selenium, adversely affects the function of your heart system, cardiovascular system, and can be a direct cause of a heart attack called a myocardial infarction. All of you that have a family history or a risk factor for strokes and heart attacks, has your medical doctor or cardiologist said to you, people who supplement with selenium help to reduce the occurrence of heart attacks? They also state it's associated with endemic diseases like Cash-and-Beck. During Keshan disease, degeneration of the heart muscle is observed. In the case of Cash-and-Beck, osteoarthritis is reported leading to the degeneration of cartilage in your joints of your arms and legs. As a result of these studies, it was concluded that moderate deficiency, just a normal deficiency of selenium in the daily diet, affects the development of diseases resulting from reduced immunity. Among individuals with selenium deficiency, development of depression, intensified anxiety was observed. Alzheimer's disease is also developed from people who don't have enough selenium. So, anybody out there who has a loved one with Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, has your neurologist, seeing your loved one or yourself, recommended selenium supplementation? They state here that selenium is considered to be crucial in reducing the virulence of HIV and in decreasing the progression to full-blown AIDS. I've already highlighted that in other podcasts. Selenium deficiency in pregnant women negatively affects the development of the embryo. Well, every pregnant woman I've ever met is told by their OBGYN or their midwife, make sure you supplement with a prenatal vitamin that has adequate amounts of vitamin B9, called folic acid. Do they also tell you to make sure you're supplementing with adequate levels of selenium? Because if you don't, you risk embryological issues in the development of your baby. Ask your OBGYN or your midwife if selenium supplements is right for you, or are you getting enough in your prenatal? Selenium affects the functioning of the thyroid gland. All those with hypothyroidism, you are selenium deficient. Changes in thyroid function resulting from insufficient coverage of demand of this element called selenium may result in mood worsening, as well as impairment of behavior and cognitive functions. The effects of these conditions can be alleviated by selenium supplementation. Those with an underfunctioning thyroid who have mood worsening issues, impaired behavior, and cognitive function, it is reversed when you supplement with selenium. Ask your endocrinologist if selenium is right for you. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but I want to read the last sentence highlighted on the screen. Selenium slows down the aging process by increasing the flexibility of your tissues. In addition, it relieves symptoms that occur during menopause. Ask your hormone specialist if selenium is right for you. This is a list straight out of the research study of the amounts of selenium found in very common foods that include Brazil nuts, yeast, bread, fish, eggs, chicken, beef, pork, broccoli, milk, chocolate, liver, beef, kidney. What you'll notice is all of these levels of each are lower than the 200 micrograms and 100 micrograms you saw listed in each of those research studies. That's why supplementing with it is so essential. The essential elements of Alzheimer's disease per the Journal of Biological Chemistry published in 2020. Let's look at this. Selenium plays a central role in iron through its essential role in the active sites of these cells. While selenocysteine, selenium is the essential 21st amino acid incorporated into selenium proteins, its production can be boosted by supplementing selenium. Go figure. Selenium has long been implicated in Alzheimer's disease progression. Blood level selenium has been reported as lower in Alzheimer's disease patients compared with healthy elderly people. A decrease in the affected temporal cortex of the brain, the sides of the brain, of Alzheimer's disease brains has been confirmed by multiple research studies that the selenium content in the brain is reported lower in those who have Alzheimer's. Selenium exposure and cancer risk. The relationship between selenium exposure and all cancer risk represented 114 independent estimates from 69 different studies. I'm not going to read all these. If you would like this entire PowerPoint, go to the Resources tab at the Dr. Ardis Show and click the Essential Nutrients Minerals You Need PowerPoint. You download it for free. You can review all of these and more. This comes right out of the study. This is at the bottom, you'll read blood level selenium is what's being measured on the bottom from 10 to 170 you see. On the left is the odds ratio of cancer risk from 0 up to 1.1. What you'll notice on the bottom, as the level of selenium goes up, the risk factor for all cancers goes down. Ask your oncologist if supplementing with selenium might be right for you. Or how about you that have been told that you have a genetic predisposition to developing a particular cancer? Why don't you ask that guy or girl if selenium supplementation might be right for you, because it overall reduces your risk for all cancer diagnosis and proven in research studies. This is a study titled The Regenerative and Protective Actions of Copper Peptide in the Light of New Gene Data, Genetic Disorders. Up to date, copper is able to tighten loose skin and reverse thinning of aged skin, per this research study. Copper supplementation is able to repair protective skin barrier proteins. It improves your skin firmness, elasticity, and clarity. It reduces fine lines, depth of wrinkles, and improves structure of aged skin. Supplementing with copper also smooths rough skin, reduces photo damage, light damage from the sun. Skin spots are reduced, and lesions with copper. Improved overall skin appearance. It stimulates wound healing. Copper protects skin cells from UV radiation. It reduces inflammation and free radical damage, and copper increases hair growth and thickness. A major concern for any substance which activates cell growth and tissue remodeling is whether it can also trigger cancer. Therefore, it is very important to notice that copper, which repairs skin, also possesses potent anti-cancer properties. Did you know that about copper? Copper upregulated the expression of 10-caspase, which isn't going to be important to you, but protects against gene disorders. It also affected 84 genes associated with DNA repair, copper supplementation, and other processes relevant to anti-cancer effects. The anti-cancer activity of copper may be linked to its known tissue remodeling effects, as highlighted in the benefits to your skin. Their conclusions are this: copper-based products for internal use, supplements, to support health of elderly populations, and as a complementary therapy in cancer treatment, ask your oncologist if copper is right for you, is one possible direction for future research. Copper also has the potential to be developed into an anti-anxiety and anti-pain supplemental treatment, and it may be an essential component in a future complex approach to COPD therapy. Ask your doctor if copper is right for you. Then we're going to get into the bioavailability and the ability of magnesium as a supplement to reduce headache probability. Decreased, I'm not even going to read all these, I don't even have time to, but I want you to read this. In a randomized, double-blind, controlled crossover trial, they gave 63 patients oral daily 500 milligram magnesium oxide, followed by 800 milligrams of salt, or vice versa for 24 weeks. Patients showed a similar number and average duration of migraine headaches in both groups, indicating that magnesium oxide is as effective as valproate, a drug in migraine prophylaxis without significant adverse effects. That's Volprate, sodium Volprate, a medication to reduce the pain syndromes of migraines, but magnesium oxide all by itself at a lower dose than the drug outperformed the drug. So ask your doctor, ask your neurologist if you suffer from migraines, if magnesium is right for you. It's already been proven to beat those levels. I don't have time to go through all of the benefits of magnesium here. I've highlighted those in other studies, but to reduce inflammation markers like interleukin-6 and CRP after a heart attack, 10 grams of magnesium has already been proven in IV form to do it. So do supplements in less than 36 hours. It reduces the average heart rate in people who take it, magnesium. Magnesium's amazing. Remember, you can download this. It's also been found in research studies that zinc lozenges for the common cold actually help speed up the recovery time for all colds. This is just an added benefit of zinc, actually. Zinc reduces common cold duration by 40%. Remember, you can download this entire presentation at the Dr. Ardis Show under the Resources tab. Administering lozenges of zinc only 6 times per day, used 13 milligrams of zinc per lozenge and found a 45% reduction in common cold durations. We have highlighted selenium, magnesium, zinc, and copper. This is our selenium product from the Dr. Ardis Show in Nature Wins. It contains selenomethionine, the exact version found in those research studies, at a dose of 200 micrograms in 1 capsule, which would benefit all of you. Our magnesium complex at the Dr. Ardis Show from Nature Wins also contains 400 milligrams of magnesium in 4 capsules. Our Zinc Plus supplement contains 30 milligrams in one capsule of zinc. It also has copper from chlorophyll, 2 milligrams. You might want to ask your doctor if Zinc Plus would be right for you during the common cold and flu seasons and those worried about cancer. Now we turn to copper. This is our bioactive copper at the Dr. Ardis Show. It gives you an adequate amount of cuprous nicotinic acid, which is a form of copper from plants, all organic plants, at 0.9 milligrams a capsule. Remember, if you want to learn more about the health benefits of copper, read Morley Robbins' book, Cure Your Fatigue. It's available on Amazon. I am Dr. Ardis. This is my book, Moving Beyond COVID-19 Lies, Restoring Health and Hope for Humanity. If you don't have a copy, I hope you have a copy. And if you have a personal and favorite medical professional or health professional who's trying to help people with long COVID or vaccine injured, please get them a copy of this book as well. The information in there has been censored from them and hidden or buried in research studies, and they don't know where to find them. They're all conveniently laid out in the book, Moving Beyond COVID-19 Lies. Remember, you can scan our QR code and put in your email so you're notified in a timely manner of when our next incredible presentation is, hopefully restoring your faith in God's created nature. That is the purpose of the Dr. Ardis Show. We will see you next time. This is the essential nutrients, the minerals you need. We'll see you next week.